We are live. 6 o'clock.
6 o'clock, Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call. From, here. Kiel's excused, Broker. Here. Shuni.
Here.
Creeders excused, Actor.
Here.
4-0. Approved minutes of the August 12th.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion by Broker, seconded by Actor to approve the August 12th, 2025 City Council meeting. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Public comment. Nobody's here. Consideration of ordinance number 631, amending chapter 24 of the municipal code.
The information sheet's in there. We discussed this at our ordinance committee. What I found was when we were looking at Mr. Arnold's appeal that he wanted to do to appeal his accessory structure issue, which has been turned over to the Plan Commission, is that if someone wants to appeal any decision, it puts them in a runaround here. As you can see, it says the Board of Appeals pursuant to section 1739 of this municipal code. So that puts anyone that has an appeal to a building inspector issue to chapter 1739. If you go to 1739, the ruling of the building inspector made under this chapter, which silos it just to chapter 17. So by changing the language as recommended, it allows for clarity that the building inspector has appeals that are handled by the Board of Appeals only for Chapter 17 of the zoning code. That means that if anyone wants to appeal an issue with the building code of Chapter 14, they could follow the proper appeals process internally. Does that make sense? Because right now it doesn't give a citizen an ability to appeal a building code decision by the building inspector. Does everybody follow that? And when we discussed this, we looked at, there was a suggestion made that, well, can we add chapter 14, the building code into that with the Board of Appeals? I looked into it, didn't think we could, and Gary looked into it for us, the city attorney. The Board of Appeals should only handle zoning code appeals. That's what they're intended for.
So is Mr. Arnold's appeal, for instance, is that a chapter 17 appeal or a chapter 14?
That would be chapter 17 because the accessory structures fall under chapter 17. So he is on the agenda for next Thursday for the Plan Commission. By statute, the Plan Commission has to first hear it and make any recommendations as far as changing the ordinance for a zoning code. If they decide to do something and make an amendment, they would then make an amendment, recommend approval to the council based on what they come up with. So basically, they're going to handle it first, work through it, and then we come to this body for review and approval. Because it's a chapter 17 statutorily, the Plan Commission has to handle that.
So it's working with amending of the ordinance route as opposed to an appeal.
Correct, because if he wanted to do that, as previously discussed, the criteria is pretty difficult.
So make a motion we adopt and approve ordinance number 631, amending chapter 24 of the municipal code with the proposed changes.
Second.
Motion by Broker, second by From to approve ordinance number 631, amending chapter 24 of the municipal code related to administrative review. Need roll call. From?
Yes.
Broker?
Yes.
Shuni?
Yes.
Actor?
Yes.
Motion carried 4-0. Consideration of Class A license for Kiel Convenience Store LLC, that'd be the one across the tracks there, right?
Correct. They changed their business name, so when they came in and filed for the name change on the application, according to the Department of Revenue, they have to file a whole new license. So nothing changed from their previous license except the name of the business.
So no need for any background checks or anything like that?
They just had it 2 months ago.
Gotcha.
It was just a LLC, and we thought we could just simply take it without administrative action, but the Department of Revenue said no, because the name of the registered agent business owner changed, we need to do a full application, so.
Does that mean they have to pay for another
Yep.
permit?
Yep, for the state they have to.
Okay, help me here, because we did something with the permit prices not too long ago. Is this one of the ones that is an exception that needs to put down that?
Nope.
Okay. In that case, I will make the motion to approve a Class A liquor license for Kiel Convenience Store LLC, formerly known as AJ Marketing LLC.
Second. Motion by Shooty, second by Broker to approve Class A liquor license for Kiel Convenience Store LLC, which is formerly known as AJ Marketing LLC. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Consideration of 2025 Business Improvement District revised budget.
Yeah, the Kiel Business Improvement District Board had a request from the Kiel Riverwalk District to transfer some funds to them, a total of $8,000 in funds to the KRWD. They'd met, Alderman Schuette's a member, or your representative on that board. There was no concerns or issues with that. There's plenty of money.
I have a concern. with that.
You do?
Yes, and I don't believe I voted for it.
Okay.
My understanding was that the BID budget was supposed to specifically itemize where that money was being spent. To keep it clear, because it's tax dollars.
Correct.
I think by just turning the lump sum over to the Kiel Riverwalk, it does not give us that accountability, because we really don't know where that money is going. I don't believe the Riverwalk itself posts the budget to the city.
No, they're not required to.
Okay. That's my first concern.
Okay.
So I'll abstain at best from voting on this, but I will vote against it if I do vote. The other concern I have is on the budget sheet that they turned in, under expenses, the highlighted one, they have operations Kiel Riverwalk, 8,000, Negrelli lighting install, 1,000, pots and planters, 10,000, for a total of $19,000. That does not equal $19,000. Oh, I guess it does. Never mind. I wasn't reading that. But then you look over further. And it did not add up. I'm pretty sure. I can't get this to work. Can you bring that sheet up?
Are you looking at that Kiel Business Improvement District sheet?
Yeah, the
But
budget
it's
sheet.
running the wrong way on her.
Yeah.
I just figured out how to do that.
Oh, okay.
Kathy, I'll let you finish, but I was going to echo similar to that. This format doesn't make any sense to me. Like, I can't follow it. Should be able to follow it much more clearly. And if we're putting a match in annually, the city is matching the ratepayers of the business improvement district. I would certainly like to know the plan as a council where the tax money is being used, because we're kicking in 12 grand out of our general fund every year.
Well, yeah, exactly, yeah.
To save it up. I mean, at some point, if metal art is the plan, they're gonna have to sell us on the fact, and I don't think that's the only plan, but we gotta understand what the plan is as a council if we're gonna keep on putting in general fund money.
I agree with you 100%, but the other thing with this, Mr. Administrator, is you had come and specifically spoke with them about how to record things on the budget, item by item. And this to me is not item by item. They give it to the Kiel Riverwalk District, what are they doing with it? There's absolutely no oversight. This is taxpayer dollars.
You're the council's liaison to the board, or to the Business Improvement District.
This was not a unanimous vote at that meeting.
You're angry at me, and I'm
I'm
just a
sorry.
messenger.
No,
Wasn't I there, or was I there?
No, you were.
No.
I wasn't, okay.
No.
Because the last one you were, okay.
No, that was.
I had requested a meeting, prior to us getting to the actual budget, when they have to submit the budget to the council for approval.
Correct.
And I did bring that up, and everyone else voted around me, so that's fine. So I object to this. I will not approve it.
Well,
You have the right to vote for that.
You know the history of it, right? Where the Riverwalk District was formed as a downtown idea, and then they decided, boy, the best way to raise money would be if we forced everybody, not forced, but if we had a bid, a bid.
Well-
And then that was formed after the fact as a way to really fund, like, the two should be married. The Riverwalk District and the Business Improvement District should really operate side by side, and it doesn't seem to be as easy as that yet. It's been a lot of years.
They've talked about that as recently as in the last 2 weeks. I had a discussion about them looking to go in that direction, but they haven't. Right now, they're two separate entities. One is the official Business Improvement District, which is an official committee, who we formed. I'm not sure when the city formed it.
If the bid initial expired, I want to say 3 years ago, and it was a 5-year plan that the city wrote at that time. And I think I had spoken to you once about me sitting down with some of the bid people to rewrite that because it never got renewed. So technically, according to whatever powers that be, the bid was never reapproved as a committee. But initially, the bid received tax matched dollars. And that's why the bid was created. Because when you have taxpayer dollars, you have to be clear about where they're being spent. And the budgets in the past have been a nightmare. And that's why when Dave was willing to come and talk to him about how to do this, I was ecstatic because I was like, finally we have something, that's going to go forward. And the 1 year that the budget was never approved by the council was the year that I was out from my surgery, and I had asked the mayor at that time to attend that meeting, and that never happened, so it never got put on the council agenda. So we wound up going back and approving that, I don't know, the next year. That happened just this past year that we went back and approved the budget from the preceding year, I think. So I don't know. I mean, if they want to continue to use tax dollars, I think they need to be transparent.
Yeah, I agree with that 100%. And I was the council rep to the bid for a while. And it wasn't really as transparent as it should be either, so
No.
I think it should be.
And I did attend a couple Riverwalk meetings, and I don't believe I was very welcome. I think they look at me as an opposition, but I have always been pretty clear that we need to run stuff above board.
Well, of course.
Is this more or less a clerical thing that needs to be taken care of, or documentation? What is that? I don't.
Well, some of this is the first time I'm hearing it.
Yeah, me too. I've never.
As far as the budget not being approved and the committee not being approved and the 3-year agreement, I mean, you.
I had spoken to you about the rewriting that whole bid program packet that specified how it was to be operated when you were first administrator, okay? But there was so much else going on, and I got so sick, I couldn't deal with it, okay?
Okay.
So it just kind of slid, and to that, I am responsible, and I accept responsibility for that. But, and I can bring the bid paperwork that I have down.
Yeah, I mean, if what
Yeah.
you're saying is accurate, then we need to get it squared away, but
And,
I'll have to talk to Chairman Crystal and maybe have a meeting with you and I and her and figure out how we sort this out and get it fixed.
Right.
I am really very frustrated with the lack of cooperation. Every time you ask for a meeting to know what's going on, you get the, we don't need a meeting. And I'm like, this is a committee. We're overseeing a budget. I feel at least twice a year, other than the budget meeting, you should be talking about where you're at with your budget. I mean, we do that with every other department, but that has never happened.
Well, let's get it fixed and get it
I
squared
would
away.
say, yeah, right.
I can reach out to Chairman Crystal and the chair of the Riverwalk is Jamie Dahmer and set up a meeting with them. And you as our council
Mary
liaison.
Crystal, is she president? I don't think she is
Is she what?
President.
president
She's
of
chair, I believe she is.
PID
Yeah.
Well, this should have probably been,
They voted at the last meeting.
at the last meeting for her.
Oh, in June.
Because it had been Jamie.
No, it was you. You were chair of the bid. I was at the meeting when they took the vote and they nominated and voted Mary.
Yes. Okay.
that should have probably been taken care of before we even put this on the agenda.
I got a request
I don't-
from Mary
no,
Crystal
I'm not
for the
saying-
bid and.
But if you had any
put it on the
objections to
agenda.
that, to bring it up today when it's already on the,
Yeah, I
I'll
wish
be
I
honest,
could-
I didn't know it was on the agenda until this morning.
oh,
There was a meeting, but I did not realize that that was going to be on the agenda until I looked at,
Right, but if you were at the bid meeting and they discussed this and about sending it to the council for approval, I just didn't understand.
they didn't.
But you said
They
they took a
said
vote.
they
and you voted
approved the transfer of $8,000 of funds to the Riverwalk District.
Right,
That's what I understood.
okay.
Does this even need our approval? Aren't they their own separate taxing authority?
That's how I understand it, yeah, that's how I understand it.
Well-
But they asked for the approval to get it done and, but it sounds like we need to get this cleaned up. and
Right.
Well,
squared away.
we originally put Kiel tax dollars into this.
We still do.
Well, then maybe that needs to be reconsidered then so that they do like Alderman Schutte and Alderman From are suggesting, a little bit more transparency and clarity around where the expenditures are going.
and we should probably just table it until we get more information.
Well, there's nothing to table.
There's nothing to do.
That's right, I guess we don't, yeah.
I think it'll die without a motion,
Okay.
so I'll follow up with, Mary Crystal and Jim Dower, get a meeting with you and those two, and then we'll see what we need to do.
But yeah, I think they need to hear that they are jeopardizing future city tax dollars unless some of this stuff gets cleaned.
Well, if the agreement is, as Alderman Schutte said, that may be a moot point, because the
Expired.
agreement's expired.
And if you voted no at that meeting, then you would have heard more about it than on your,
Yeah, from what I understood,
Instead
it
of
passed
tonight.
without objection, and this was just a formality.
Oh, I did not.
June 20th, I assume, is, right, that's what it says on here.
Yeah, when they mistakenly, the parts that's blacked out is they had council approval that, I think that same day, and I responded to them and said, first off, I have no idea what you're talking about. I never received anything on it, and secondly, the council didn't approve anything because nobody sent me anything. So then the Riverwalk District, or the treasurer sent the info to Mary reviewed it, sent it to me requesting that the council review it, and it was approved by the board. So that's how we're doing.
And historically, that is, I mean, and I'm not innocent in this, it's been like that forever. It's, you know, we gotta get this to the, we gotta get it over to the council before they do their budget, so they can, you know, start matching funds. I don't even, sometimes we have virtual meetings, I think, you know, so it's,
Okay.
Well, and you can't do that either, is my understanding.
no, it would be good if somebody would put some things on the calendar and formalize it.
Add to my list, and we'll get
My
it.
suggestion would just be to put the Riverwalk District budget as an addendum to the bid budget, so that we can see it every time they want to submit the budget to the city, we should see the whole Riverwalk budget.
The whole Riverwalk budget doesn't line item much either.
Well, somebody's got to have something somewhere.
That's why I'm objecting. Alderman Trump. That's why I'm a checker. So,
Okay, we'll move on to the next item then. Donations.
As noted.
They have noted that they $200 for the PD and $250 total for the fire department from, in memory of Ron Watkins, so.
Make a motion that we accept the donations as listed in memory of Ron Watkins.
Second.
Motion by From, seconded by Broker to accept the donations as printed. All in favor? Opposed? Approved receipts and disbursements.
Motion to approve receipts and disbursements.
Second.
Motion by From, seconded by Actor to approve receipts and disbursements. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Approved bills.
Move we pay all bills. Roll call.
Second.
Motion by From, seconded by Broker to approve bills. Roll call. From?
Yes.
Broker?
Yes.
Shudi?
yes.
Actor?
Yes.
4-0, motion carries. And adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Motion by Actor, seconded by Broker to adjourn. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? We're adjourned.
We're good deal, right?
By the way, Dave, they never said you.
Hold on.
Oh.
Thank you.
That's all.